Now, going to prison is one thing. Once you're there, you can't help but to go through whatever is there waiting for you. But eventually you get used to that. Then, once you get too comfortable, you get transferred. For this video here, I'm going to be talking about the feelings that are going through your body, your mind, your soul, and everything when it comes to getting transferred inside of prison. Dom the best, finna be this way till I EOS. Take it how you want, nigga, yeah, I'm a pro. Fuck around, I'll bust your lot while you're at Vizzo. I hate to be this way, but I live for the moment. Waking up every day, show me an opponent. Shanks on deck, hitting bitch with a lock. So much pool, I can even start you from the box. You don't wanna pay rent, got me bent. Got lax on deck, your money was well spent. Vultures on the prowl, so don't try testing. Step 2, cause violent first steps finessing. You a hold down man, suitcase this. My cell phone and my charger don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see you ass, you gon' leave airlifted. What's up, y'all? You already know, man. K-Frog TV back in the building. Y'all go ahead and do me that solid favor, man. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And also make sure you hit that notification bell so you can see it first. What's up, y'all? My name's Frog, and if it's your first time tuning in, almost everything I talk about here has to do with prison or jail, because I want people to know what to truly expect if they find themselves locked up and doing time in the system. For this video, I want to talk about when you're being transferred and the type of emotions and things that go on in your mind. Your mind plays tricks on you. And when you're inside a prison, you see things that our normal mind's not supposed to see. So you can't help but to get a little, on the edge at times. But the reason I wanted to do this video is a lot of people have their own opinion. And a lot of people, have their own experience from when it goes to, doing time. Me, I had my ups and downs. I had some good days, some bad days. I made a hell of a run for it, though, while I was there, And the reason I feel like it's very important to know how it goes with the transfer situation is due to the simple fact that a lot of people only speak on, one or the other. That it was a good time in prison or it was a bad time in prison, all right? The transfer thing is very important because when I got transferred, I went through multiple different stages, okay? Multiple different mindsets and thoughts during the process of me being transferred. So I'm going to start at the beginning and I'm going to let you know what I felt, what I thought, what I was thinking and everything on my way to my very first place in prison, which was a reception center. Okay, so while I'm sitting in the county jail, I'm asking 101 questions. What prison's like? What's going to happen when I get there? How do they, react, when a new person comes, etc. You want to know everything, When you ain't been to prison before, you can't help but to think all the, the scariness. You think the worst. You don't know what to expect, They're sending you to prison. So when I was locked up, I was thinking the worst. I'm expected to get into anything. You always hear those stories. You find the biggest dude in there and you knock him out. Let people know don't fuck with you. You knock out the biggest dude you can see. These are the type of things that you hear, whether people are joking or not, But there's a lot of myths inside of prison. So as I'm on my way to my first prison, it was a reception center. South Florida Reception Center. And I was nervous. You get what I'm saying? I won't say a scared nervous. I would say more like a, I had anxiety. I just didn't know what to think. You feel me? But I always in my mind had that nervousness about prison, but at the same time I always was nosy when it came to it. I felt like I had to know what prison was like, but I'm not purposely trying to go there, if that makes sense. You see what I'm saying? But I always wondered and always wanted to feel it, see the type of atmosphere it really is, see if it was like you hear or what you see on TV or in movies and myths and stories that people be telling you that been there before. You know what I'm saying? So as I'm on my way there, my mind's going, like a mile a minute. I'm thinking the worst. I'm thinking, here it is. There's no turning back. Whoever I get into it with, they better be ready, because one thing about it, I'm going to rock. I'm thinking the worst I can think. There's no way possible that I could turn around. There's no stopping it. I'm on my way there. I'm thinking something so bad's gonna happen. I already know there's a reason why people are scared to go there. And then I get there. And when I first get there, me expecting all this stuff, we pulled up. They had us sitting on the bus for about an hour. You got a bunch of people talking all loud and shit from all the different jails that are going there. You know what I'm saying? And as we're sitting there for about an hour, my heart's like this, you know, beating. You know, I'm observing everything. I'm looking around and shit, trying to look through the little holes on the side of the bus, you know, see what it's like where I'm at. Shit's just throbbing, you know? And I don't know what to expect, you know? So, of course, I'm gonna, you know, be ready, you know? Can't, you know, sleep on whatever's coming. I finally get there to get us off the bus. You know, the process of first going to prison, I'm still like this. You know, you got to do the whole squat and cough, the whole nine, you know, take you through intake, you know, and they break it down and try to, you know, scare you, make you see what it's really like. And then after being there for a little while, I realized this shit ain't all that bad. You know, I was walking around the institution, the reception center, I should say, and it felt good. Like I was walking around smiling, like, I can't believe this is what people are scared to come to. You know, I can't believe this is what it is. I look around, everybody's smiling. Now I see why people would feel like I'd rather go to prison than to do county time. You know, this is all the things that I'm taking in from what I've heard from people that would rather do a year and a day than a 364. When you do year and a day, you do the year and a day. You know, might do 10 months off a year and a day, but with a 364, you do 8 weeks. And I mean 8 months and 2 weeks county time though, you see? So now it's coming to me why people would rather this. You know, I see everybody's enjoying it here. You know, me and some other dudes were laughing about, damn, this shit ain't bad. You know, us first timers, you know, we're looking around. So I was kind of like on edge for no reason on my way there, you know? And it was like a bad thing because now I done got comfortable and I'm thinking that this is what prison's like. You feel me? So about 3 weeks later, it's time for them to transfer me, you know, to my first main camp, my first permanent camp. So I'm on that list to get transferred. So now when it comes time to get transferred, me being at a reception center for 3 weeks, seeing how it was and how pie it was, you know, now I think shit's sweet. Now I'm thinking all the myths and stories and everything I done heard, and it wasn't bad. So now I'm thinking, oh, it ain't like what people think it is. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like shit. You know, I can't wait to get to where I'm going, you know? Because I got comfortable. Landed my first permanent camp. And it was bad, okay? It was the opposite of what I was thinking, you see? That's why you can't really go with one thought, you know? At first, I thought it was going to be bad. It wasn't. Now that I seen it wasn't, next stop, my first main camp, I thought it wasn't going to be bad. It was bad, right? I'm there for a little while. I get there and I see, okay, people are cutting people with razors. You know, there's a lot of fights. You know, I'm starting to see that it's bad. You know, people wanted to fight, try to extort, make people pay rent. You know, so I'm seeing things that I didn't see at the first place, you know? So now I'm like, damn, hold up. Let's step back and peep and realize this shit isn't all smiling and fun like it was where I just came from. You feel me? So they kind of fooled me twice, you know? Fooled me on the way to the first place, fooled me on the way to the second one. So as I'm there for a little while, you know, I start getting used to the little bad things that are going on. A couple fights, you know what I'm saying? Got in a couple situations, you know, little things like that, but nothing major, right? Next thing you know, I got written up a couple times, ended up getting transferred. You know, and when I ended up getting transferred to the third stop now, in my mind, it's going back and forth. You know, at first I thought it was going to be, you know, good because of the reception center. And it was bad. So now I'm thinking like, is it going to be good or bad, this new place I'm going? I land there and it's worse. Worst institution I've ever landed at. Jungle, ratchet, savage. People were dying like clockwork. I'm talking about, it was the murder capital around that time in Florida. If not the top, it was like within the top 3. You get what I'm saying? And it was so violent that it made the camp before it that was bad look like nothing. So now I got it in my head like, okay, this shit's real. All right. So what I learned, the very first place is a reception center. I learned that right there is nothing. But these camps, they're getting worser. You feel me? So I kind of adapted to it. You know, I was familiar with the shit, and I fit right in with the type of things that was going on. They actually asked me and let me know, my classification officer, that I was on the list to get transferred one time, and I didn't want to go. They were going to try to send me to re-entry in Sago Palm, right, in Florida. I had a homeboy from the streets that I knew, that I grew up with, that was there and all. But when they told me I was on that list to get moved there, I didn't want to go there. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm comfortable and familiar with the drama, the beef, the wars, everything that's going on right here at this institution I'm at. It kind of like got a hold of me now. So by getting a hold of me, I'm familiar and comfortable. So I said, I want to take my name off of it. And my classification officer was like, really? You don't want to get transferred? It's way better than here. And I said, nah. My only excuse was, even though I like the fuck shit that's going on, my only excuse was, nah, I done got comfortable here. It helps me, my family schedule, the way it all works and everything. I'm familiar with it. I'd like to just take my name off of it. Because before you go to prison, when you ask people about prison, what's it like, they're going to tell you, oh, as soon as you get there, sign up for the Pride program and sign up for re-entry. Pride is like, they pay you to work. You might land in an institution that has Pride, and they'll have a Pride dorm, and they literally pay you like $50 a month or something. The rest of prison labor is free labor. You do not get paid anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? Pride pays you, So of course that would make sense why you sign up for Pride. And probably 90-something% of people who sign up for Pride do not get Pride anyways. You get what I'm saying? And then re-entry, it's like prison, it's got a bunch of different like programs supposed to set you up and better you, get you all ready and built up before you get out on the streets. And normally they transfer you closer, to where you're from. There's different regions, you know what I'm saying? So if you're from down here and they got you in this region at the tip top of your map, if you signed up for re-entry when you first got locked up, when you get under like 22 months, I think it is, or 26 months, something like that, they might transfer you back down to your region, to a re-entry. So you're there closer to your peoples, closer to home, stuff like that. So everybody signs up for re-entry, But I actually refused it, let them know, nah, I don't want to, get transferred. I'd rather stay with the fuck shit, Now, you have people who will get themselves into problems, inside a prison, and they can't deal with it, So a lot of people, do their bids completely different. You'll have some people that spread rumors and tell you, oh, that camp's fucked up, But really, when you hear it, you're like, really? Depending on what type of inmate you are, when you hear that, you're going to think, oh, it's fucked up, it's ratchet, it sucks over there. It's going to make you think, damn, it must be violent. But no, they'll tell you that just because you don't hit canteen and rec every day. You see what I'm saying? But off rip, you're going to hear it's a fucked up camp. So next thing you know, you're telling people, I heard it's fucked up, I heard it's fucked up. So word gets around, this camp's so fucked up, you fuck around land there after hearing it from all these different people, and you find out it's so damn sweet. There's no problems, no violence, no nothing. You just don't hit canteen or rec every single day. And then they flip it the other way. You got some people who are scared of inmates and it's violent, but they hit canteen and rec every day, so they're happy with it, and they'll be like, oh, that camp's sweet, dog. So they'll tell people it's a sweet camp, and you'll think, oh, it's sweet. I done heard it's sweet. You start spreading it to everybody, and the word gets around. Then you think it's sweet. You land there, and they meant it was sweet because you do go to rec and canteen every day. Instead of letting you know it's a fucked up camp due to inmates killing and stabbing people every day. See? So word gets around and where things be wrong a lot. You see what I'm saying? So you can't really go in there expecting it to be exactly how you heard. You might see some things that they told you was there, but it is not going to be like their bid was. You see what I'm saying? So when it came time, like I said, when they wanted to transfer me and I didn't want to get transferred, they took me off the list, right? Long story short, after that, I found myself in confinement again. I got major write-up, 270 days in the box. Next thing you know, I'm getting transferred. My classification officer tells me while I'm at my DR hearing, I'm sitting there in shackles. They sentenced me to the time in the box. And he says, oh, now you're probably going to get transferred. I looked at him and I said, oh, so you're going to transfer me now? And he was like, yep, to a big boy camp. And he closed my file on me. So now in my mind, when I hear big boy camp, I'm thinking in my head, people are dying over here daily. What the fuck are they doing at this big boy camp? And I don't know what to think, because every time I thought it was sweet, it was worse. And every time I thought it was bad, it wasn't bad. So, you know, I don't know what to think. So in my mind, the whole time, I'm like, I'm getting sent to a ratchet camp, you know. I'm thinking like, it is what it is. I'm prepared for this shit. And then later on, when I finally got transferred to the last camp that I was at, when I got out, that I EOS'd from, when my sentence was over, when I finally got transferred there, I went there with that mentality and mindset, like, I don't want to sleep on it. I don't want to think it's sweet. I feel like it's ratchet. You know, I went there with that mindset, thinking like, you feel me? I'm ready for whatever. You know, I know not to underestimate anything, you know? I get there, sweetest camp I've ever been to. Softest institution I've ever landed at. Didn't have no knives on the compound like that. Barely any fights. Gang members didn't even stick together. You'd have like 3 kings over there, 2 bloods over there, a GD over there, and everybody was renegade. Everybody was by themselves. You'd go in a dorm and you'd see like 2 different like GDs. You know they're GDs, they rep, they shake with each other, but they don't even walk together. And they'd be over there slumped, high as hell. And then you'd walk in another dorm and be doing the same thing with that gang. Like there was no conflict, no drama, no nothing at this camp. And here I went there thinking like, they told me big boy camp. They told me, you know, that's where you're going, you know, and in my mind, I'm thinking it's got to be worse than here where people are dying. And now that I'm thinking it's going to be even worse, it wasn't. See how it works? It kind of like mind fucks you, you know, makes it to where you don't know what to expect and what you're thinking is going to be off. Some people go to prison one time, land at a sweet camp. They get out and they tell everybody how sweet prison is. Really, they didn't land at the trenches. Then you got some people that go to like a horrible place for their experience, have a horrible experience, get out and tell everybody prison's horrible, it's this and this, when really they just didn't land at no, you know, sweet place at the time. I landed at both. Sweet, bad, worse, sweetest. See? So it kind of like fluctuated. You know, my bids were different throughout every single one of them places. And the one thing I will tell you about my experience at all these different places is the places that are the worst, the most things going on, the ratchetness, the stabbings, the killings, people getting took, you know, jumped, beat up, beat in, whatever you want to call it. Those places there, your time flies. The sweet camps, yeah, you're protected. You ain't got to worry about harm. That shit drags. My last camp I landed at, I had less than 100 days. I had like 70-something days left, I want to say. And them 70-something days took longer than the 270 days I did in the box behind the door. You know, them type of institutions, yeah, you're safe, you're protected. It felt like I was at a school with a gate around it and was just stuck there. Like we got this stuff down here in Florida when you'd get in trouble in school. It was called CASA, you know, or IS, which was internal suspension. And you literally just sit there at a desk, you're in trouble. It's like detention. And that's what it felt like at this last camp I was at. And me, after doing a couple years at the institution where people were, you know, getting it in and stuff like that, I went there where the knife's at, where the phone, and I ran into a couple people I knew, and they told me it ain't even like that here, bro. This ain't that type of camp, bro. You just do your time, go home. And it was hard for me to accept that. You know, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, all right. You feel me? But me getting transferred there and seeing it with my own eyes, I was like, damn, my real jungle days are over with. And it took me, out of them 70-something days I had left, it took me, I'd say, probably the first 60 days there, out of the 70-something, to finally be at ease and be like, this is really soft like that. This really is a laid-back institution. It isn't what I'm expecting to happen, what I'm waiting to just pop up out of nowhere and go down. This, you know, it ain't trying to play a mind trick on me. This is actually a sweet institution. Canteen and rec every day. Barbershop every day. You feel me? Nobody trying to harm you. Nobody robbing. Everybody walking around talking together, eating together, vibing, just chilling. I was like, okay. But at this point, it made my time slow because I want that action. I'm waiting for that action to go down. Because with all the wars and drama and beef going on, you ain't got time to think about your date. You ain't got time to think, oh boy, I'm about to, you know, hit that exit soon. You ain't got time to think about that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And when you ain't got that type of stuff going on and you're short time now, you're going to think about your date constantly. You're going to think and count every hour in the day. And them days are going to go by so damn slow. So me, personally, I like where it goes down at. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know how to hold yourself down, you know how to do time, you ain't got to worry about it turning on you. But if it does turn on you, you know how to handle yourself. So you kind of like take the good with the good and the bad with the bad. You know, just don't go against the grain yourself. If someone else goes against the grain, then you gotta handle up and they gotta answer to you about that, you know? Just don't go looking for nothing, you feel me? And I found that out by going through those camps like that. That you can land at a sweet place when you think it's gonna be bad, and you can land at a bad place when you think it's gonna be sweet. So I wanted to come on here and talk to y'all about that to let y'all know that's what was going through my mind when I was getting transferred, all right? I had the anxiety feeling, the bubble guts, butterflies, nervousness, you feel me? Couldn't even eat, my nerves was going. I was so like nervous about what the fuck I'm gonna see, you know? And all for nothing. And then also been sitting there chilling, relaxing, laughing on the bus and shit. Can't wait to go, boy, time rolling. Get there, straight steel face. Oh, this shit's going down. See? If you're somebody that did time before in prison, and your experience was different, drop it in the comment section. That's what it's there for. Let people know what it was like when you were on that bus. I've been on the bus, seen people passing wicks, which is just twisted up toilet paper real tight on fire, out the window from one bus to another when the buses are side by side. They're fishing wicks back and forth so people can smoke on the bus. That, I've seen people rob people for everything they have on the bus. I've seen people get cut on the bus. You know, I've seen people laughing on the bus. I've seen people taking people's food. I've seen people playing cards. I've seen so many different things on the bus that you got to take it all in at once, and you got to understand, yeah, it's cool, but it can be bad. And yeah, it's bad, but it can also be cool. You see what I'm saying? But that's all I got for y'all today, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. If you've ever been locked up before, and you've ever been on that bus, that Bluebird, never went through the transfer, you know, process, being transferred somewhere, drop it in the comment section. Let people know what it was like when you went. Did people try to press you when you were being transferred? Did you have fun? Or was it bad where you were from to where you were going? Was it worse? Was it better? Let us know. I love reading the comments, because then that means I got people out there that can relate to the things I'm talking about. That's all I got for y'all today, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Like I always say, make sure you keep them rats, squares, clowns, chomos, pedos, gunners, wannabe island boys, and clout chasers out your circle. And until next time, this the one and only, I am my team, Frog.
I'm a criminal, I'm a cool nigga, but I got a limit though. I'm a cool nigga, but I got a limit though. Cause I'm a criminal, yeah, I'm a criminal.